Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the ELC EVEN 90, a Tier 8 premium French light tank located on the north spawn of Ensk and under the command of Citroen 01. And somebody's asked to platoon with him straight away. He's got a 90mm gun with an autoloader capable of doing 220 alpha and penetrating 175mm of armour with standard ammo with the APCR that goes up to 215. 3 shots in the mag and the ability to fire those fairly quickly. 27.5 seconds though is the reload time. It's a long reload once you've fired those 3 shots. And he's going out to the field now. Now the thing is with the AMX ELC is it's very good at hiding. It's got fantastic camo capabilities, so it's very difficult for the enemy to spot. Once it's inside a bush or concealed within a twig, even if you've watched Honest Gaming, you'll see that these things virtually disappear. And you have to get within almost auto detection range within 50 meters to be able to spot them. Well, Citroen 01's decided to move up because he didn't spot anyone. Now he's found someone, an EBR 75 FL10. That's the Tier 8 premium wheelie. He's following that guy around. But he's not going to shoot because obviously he just wants to spot these other guys. The Strib 103B and the CS53 over in the yard. Now he might need to fully move into that bush if he's going to conceal himself. That's it, it's exactly what he's done. You need to have your sides covered. The reference points have got to be covered in order to be safe. That's the Strib 1030, which is the Tier 9 Swedish flat pack. Okay, he's just checking that he's okay. Still no damage on spotting damage at all, or actual damage of course. If he does fire in this position, he needs to get out of here quick. It's not a very fast machine, but it can do 70 kilometers an hour once it's built up speed. The power to weight ratio is very low though, and it's a very tiny little machine with 3 crew, commander, gunner and driver. Yeah, that Batchat's getting very close. Well, he had to come out of the bush. He has been spotted, but the Batchat immediately turns to face him. And he gets 2 rounds, but misses with the 3rd one. But he has to get out now because he's got a 27-second reload. And he drives straight through the house. Now, as soon as he's reloaded, he can go back into the bush and start spotting again. He's trying to go out to the midfield again, but he might find it difficult. Yeah, there's somebody spotting him. And he's just taken a round from the Strib 103B, and that's a 105mm round, and it just took out his commander and damaged his turret. Okay, CS53, that Polish medium tank. Trying to see if he can get a shot, turning himself around. He is still spotted though. Somebody is spotting him, and I think it might be one of those flat packs is out in the field. Here comes the CS53, puts one into the side. Second one doesn't work because he actually hits the rubble. Might be able to get a second shot in. Yes, he does. But he's now in reload for 27 seconds, and that's very uncomfortable when you're so close to an enemy tank that he can actually almost reach out and touch you. The CS53 though is very low on hit points, and he's decided to pull back, and the Batchat just comes into view. The CS53 dies, got shot. There's the Batchat, he's a 1 shot. Oh! And he put a round in that direction, but he didn't get the kill. The Batchat was taken out by the Progesso, but he's now unloading his shells into the Strib 1030. Watch out for that 103B, he's somewhere up there. There he is. How clumsy, just fired in this direction. So we know the Strib is looking in this direction. In fact, the other one's looking directly north, but the Strib 103B is looking directly at Citroen, and he's almost tempting him to shoot. Yeah, that guy is definitely tempting him, but he's actually highlighting that guy to his teammates, and they are shooting him. At last he's picking up some spotting assist. And now he's going to empty his shells into that strip 1030. He could fire through that building. Now the ELC EVEN 90 was part of a project during the 50s to actually build an airborne tank that could be air transported for the French Armed Forces anywhere around the world. It's a very light tank. The ELC AMX was also a similar tank based on the same principle. Both had 90mm guns. There's one of these at the Musée de Blind in Saumur in France. Absolutely fantastic museum, loads of fantastic tanks there, well worth a visit. And they parked their ELC EVEN 90 next to a Fiat 500, and it's tiny. It literally is so tiny. Now the Striv's trying to back himself up against the edge of the map, but it failed because the ELC was able to squeeze through the gap and get by, but he's now in reload, and the Striv is now turning to face him again. So he needs to get into cover so the Striv can't get him. Ah, he's going to go back and do some more. He's actually harassing that Striv. And the Striv doesn't know when he's going to be loaded, but he's going to come up against the wall. Oh, and the Striv goes down to the TVP T5051 who came in from the corner to help. Fired one round in, and that was all that's necessary. And in fact, actually, he said, well played, TVP. There's only 2 enemies left, and they've almost won this game. One of them's a Striv S1, another Swedish Blackpack, but this is the premium one, the tier 8 version. And there's a Centurion 7-1 a little further on. He's got 3 shells ready to roll. He's going to come up behind this Centurion and give him shots through the drive wheel. He's not going anywhere. He's got to fire, and he's almost... Oh, he's burning. If you're wondering about that clicking noise, yes, it's a mod that I haven't been able to get rid of, which is plaguing me. And there goes the Centurion, and that is the end of game. So we're going to go on now to the second replay for Citroen 01. In the second replay, we've got a Panhard EBR 75FL10, and basically this counts as a French light tank as well, even though it's not a tank, it's a wheelie. And it's spawn of the devil, as far as I'm concerned. They shouldn't be in the game because they're just too overpowered. Well, this tank is armed with only a 75mm gun, and with standard APCRs capable of 175 alpha and penetrating 180mm of armour, and with the heat rounds it'll do 220. Now it looks like he's actually going up onto the carrier, and oh, didn't take that corner very well, but he did spot a lot of the enemy, and he's actually watching the enemy tanks as he goes up here, and now he's reached the top. He can shoot back at them. In fact, actually he couldn't shoot back at them, mainly because his gun depression is not that great over the rear of the vehicle. It should be the same as over the front of the vehicle actually, but he's now trying to get shots on the enemy tanks from up on the actual carrier itself. Although there's a big danger, you might actually get hit. He auto aimed on. Go again. Got the L3432. Now he's got a reload of 8.75 seconds for 2 shots. Yep, got one in there. Oh, he fired the second one. I think he didn't mean to do that. Not sure he meant to do it. He's locked on again, fires one in, goes to the second, and gets the kill on the EBR Hotchkiss. So I suppose that's one wheelie out of the game. I suppose I should be thankful for that. Oh, takes a round from the Lynx. There's an enemy Lynx down there somewhere who was taking aim and managed to get him accurately. Looks like the enemy LT432 just took a big hit from... I think it was the ELC, but it looked like he was coming up the ramp towards us. But he's very low on hit points. And he's packing the heat rounds. Oh, misses it with the first one, but he gets it with the second. So that's another kill, 2 kills. Only problem is that he's got another enemy tank actually behind him, but it's actually that Oho. It's not really behind him, actually. It's down below him. Now he's trying to get that 6x6, the guy who hit him earlier. And he's probably better off doing it on this platform. Now, there are Arty in the game, 3 Arty either side, so going out that platform could be very, very dangerous, because if the enemy Arty knows he's there, they might fire around him just to splash him. He's in reload, gets his first one in, kill shot, yes! 3 kills now, and in fact actually he's killed all the enemy light tanks, which means he's earned a Naiden's medal. Which now means he can actually come down from the carrier, because I think they've dealt with most of the enemy tanks that are actually on the centre line. No, he's decided he's going to turn round, and yes, turning round in the pathway is so he can get his controls. This thing drives as fast forward as it goes backwards, but it's actually easier to play it when you're driving it forwards, and some players, well, they like to actually play it properly, you know, as if it is driving forward. Gets a shot into the striv. But he's going to have to stay here just for a second. So he goes unspotted. And now he can come back out again. Oh! Now he took a round from an AT-15A. Well, that's a 17-pounder round. But he did spot the destruction of that SU-152 by our Striv S1. And now, oh, now that's something he doesn't want to get hit by. That's an OHO. Tier 8 Japanese heavy tank. Yeah, I'd rather avoid getting hit by one of them if I can help it. But there's 7 tanks up on the enemy now. It looks like the enemy team has, well, basically been very heavily damaged. And he didn't see the E25 and ran into him. I think he'd probably say sorry later. It's a bit of a whoopsie moment, you know, didn't see you there, I was driving. So he's got a Striv S1. Oh, what's up there? An AT-15A. No, he's going to have difficulty penning that guy. But he wants to get it in a position that he can take on that Striv. There he is. Hello! And he gets that one into the tracks, but he didn't actually do any damage other than track him, or hit the tracks. If you can hit the suspension of those things, you can make it very difficult for them to actually fight back, because their aiming is entirely dependent on them being able to move their suspension. He locked on, but he didn't get that one in. There's the AT-15A. Watch out, that guy is dangerous. 17-pounder. Go for the sides, gets the kill. Okay, another enemy. Takes that one out too. That was the star one. But he doesn't want to engage the AT-15A just yet. And he certainly doesn't want to engage the OHO until he's absolutely ready. So he's going to engage the enemy Arty. One shot, that's all it takes. And he's got a top gun. So he's now going to come up behind the AT-15A. Fires one into him. Yeah, he's not going to make much of an impression on that vehicle unless he's firing the heat rounds. Well, yes, he did get that one in. Oh, and the kill shot goes to the E25 with his 75mm gun. And the last enemy is an M12. He gets 1 round in, 2 rounds in. Now I'd ram him if I was you. Oh, he didn't do it, and he missed out there on a Pascucci's. If he got that kill. And that is the end of the game. The Progetto got the kill on the M12. If only he'd just run into him at speed, I think he probably would have got the kill on that one anyway. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats for the first battle in the ELC EVEN 90. Well, that first battle was an ace tanker game in the ELC EVEN 90, and it was his first ace tanker in this vehicle as well. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, and the bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 6. His win rate from the battle was 5,561, which is very good. It's Super Unicum standard. If we look at the team score, we can see that actually, when it came to damage, he was actually 4th place. Was it 4th place or... No, actually he wasn't. He was in 5th place. Let's get it right. The top scorer in the game was the Gorilla 15 with 4,465. Then came the FV4005 on the enemy team, 4275. After that, it was their E100 with 3,677. Then the TVP with 3,583. Of course, he picked up a Radley Waterson Top Gun. And then 3,569 to Citroen 01. He didn't get the highest number of kills in the game. In fact, he got no kills whatsoever. The highest score went to the TPP T5051 with 8 kills. 4 kills to the 50 TP and then 3 kills for the Heshbon on one team and the Gorilla 15 and the Canonian Jagdpanzer on his own team. And when it came to base XP, he was top with 1,386 base, 1,130 to the TVP and 1,115 to the Canonian Jagdpanzer. He fired 17 rounds, got 13 direct hits and 13 penetrations, damage of 3,569 hit points, all of it at close range. He did receive a hit, it was a penetration. Of course, that was the Strip 103B, who fired a 105mm round right through him and took out his commander and his turret. And yes, that was the only bad hit that he actually received. Luckily, he managed to miss out being shot by that same guy again, even after he tried attacking him later on. He actually earned 82,959 credits from the game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables took away 52,577 credits. That's quite reasonable. And he also earned 2,171 experience points altogether. Yes, so it's not a bad machine. He got an ace tanker in it. He did his job as a little light. He highlighted the enemy to his teammates, but he actually did play it by shooting at the enemy, and you don't often see ELC players do that. They mostly just hide in a bush and spot, but on this game he played active, and I do like playing my ELC active after I've done a bit of spotting, I suppose. And well, Citroen 01 did very nicely in this game. So let's have a look and see how he got on with the Panhard EBR 75. Well, he only got a first class tanker in that game, but he did get his first mark of excellence, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a fire for effect and a bruiser medal. He picked up a Nathan's medal because he killed all the enemy light tanks in that game. He got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he also got a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged, and his win rate was much higher, 8,450 from this one. If we look at the team scores, we can see, yes, he was top of the table with 2,787 hit points. No high caliber, I'm afraid. It might not be 20% of the enemy hit pool in total. 2,450 went to the Striv, and the next high score after that was the ELC, the other ELC on the team, with 1,652. When it came to kills, he had the highest number with 6, 2 kills to the Striv, 2 kills to the Progetto. In fact, he would have had a Pascucci's if only he'd run into that M12 at the end to get the final kill. And he also picked up the highest base XP, 1,346. The next high scorer being the ELC with 907 and the Striv with 638. He fired 30 rounds, got 23 direct hits and 18 penetrations. Damage of 2,787 hit points, of which 1,166 were at more than 300 meters. A lot of those shots were taken from on top of the carrier at the enemy light tanks down below. He received 3 hits, 2 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and he also spotted 6 enemy vehicles, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 6, did 2,622 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 73,639 credits from the game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables took away 38,578 credits. He also picked up 2,109 experience points as well. So not a bad game. He did do a bit of spotting on the previous game in the ELC, which I didn't show you at the time. He did 1,823 hit points of spotting, but as I said, he was actually doing mostly shooting in that game. Shooting at the enemy, and in this game, yes, he did do some spotting as well as shooting. As you saw, he did take out the enemy light tanks, and that's very important. Nathan's medals are, well, fairly rare, because normally you do have to take out quite a lot of enemy tanks, but he took out all of the ones that were up at the centre line, and of course he took out that LT-432 that was coming up the ramp to try and kill him. So if you enjoyed those replays, 2 different light tanks, 2 different styles of play, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.